Hi, my name is Sky Pardini, and I've had the pleasure of starting to learn about Dr. Charles Catania. I will emphasize starting, as it would take far more than a few weeks to learn and read all that Charles Catania has contributed to the field of applied behavior analysis. Let me share with you the tip of the iceberg with this abbreviated biography on such an extraordinary man. Drum roll, please. Introducing Dr. Charles Catania. Dr. Charles Catania's lengthy and distinguished career has had an enormous impact on the field of applied behavior analysis. Anthony Charles Catania, an American psychology researcher, writer, and educator, was born on June 22nd, 1936 in New York City. Make sure to mark that on your calendars, as there are only 6 days from the debut of this presentation to prepare a birthday celebration for this ABA superhero. Now I will start to discuss 7 elements of Charles Catania's life and career. Getting started, Dr. Catania started his illustrious educational path in the field of mathematics. Luckily for all of us, he was quickly drawn to psychology. Dr. Catania began his early research using rats and then began to focus his work using pigeons to study behavior-maintained delayed reinforcers. Dr. Catania has had significant contributions through his work in the areas of schedules, choice, verbal behavior, quantitative analysis, timing, and evolutionary biology. Dr. Catania's early research on and study of avian vision was a significant contribution to the field. Dr. Catania earned his PhD from Harvard, where he conducted his postdoctoral research within Skinner's pigeon laboratory. Skinner was an enormous influential psychologist on Catania throughout his education and research. All right, now we're getting to the awards and recognition. Let me catch my breath because this one's fairly lengthy. Throughout his diverse career, Dr. Catania has been the recipient of numerous awards: the James McKean Sabbatical Award, a Fulbright Senior Research Award, the Don Hake Basic Applied Award, Outstanding Contribution to Behavior Analysis Award, Outstanding Contribution to Psychology Award, and the respected title of Professor Emeritus from the University of Maryland, to name a few. Moving on to the influences. Moving on to the influences that Dr. Catania has had in the field. Dr. Catania's long list of accomplishments include participating in applied research on breast self-examination with Hank Pennypacker. Also, Dr. Catania co-edited the special issue of the Behavioral and Brain Sciences devoted to classic papers by B.F. Skinner, developing the implications of behavior analysis for the evolution of verbal behavior and exploring the parallels between inhibition in biological systems and interactions in behavioral ones. Dr. Charles Catania is currently a professor emeritus or retired professor from the University of Maryland, in Baltimore County, whose master's program in applied behavior analysis he co-founded. In addition to these influences on the field, Dr. Catania has produced well-respected literature in the form of both articles and books as well as a spectacular career as an educator of applied behavior analysis. What I discovered in my reading of Dr. Catania's work was a combination of well-explained elements of verbal and nonverbal behavior, written in a clear, precise manner using numerous examples. Dr. Catania uses excerpts from fellow scholars in the field to help clarify and support his position on the properties that define the language, while using his voice to provide ongoing clarification of the study of verbal behavior within behavior analysis. The legacy that Dr. Charles Catania has contributed is that he has never been satisfied with merely accepting the knowledge of others, though he embraced the work of B.F. Skinner and has had an extensive career in both his research and educating others on his findings through his literature and his teaching career. Dr. Catania has collaborated with many prominent members in the fields of research and education. Dr. Catania strongly encourages increased database research on verbal behavior and feels that multiple investigators providing diverse findings would result in one of the two positive outcomes via replication, either strengthen conclusions or questions regarding these findings. In summary, Dr. Catania has had an extraordinary impact in the field of ABA with a significant focus on verbal behavior. He is built on the findings of B.F. Skinner, amongst others, using his research and unyielding desire to provide empirical data as a result of his work. As both a clinician and educator, Dr. Catania's work has served to bring clarification to a wide variety of areas, along with novel findings. His literature addresses the beginning behavior analyst to the most seasoned and experienced BCBA. Dr. Catania's work on verbal behavior assists with discriminating between behavior and linguistics, how we learn to talk about events, feelings, and emotions, how we learn to sequence words, and how this relates to mathematics, drama, and poetry, consequences of our verbal behavior, how our verbal behavior interacts with our actions, and how instructions work. There is a range of material available on verbal behavior, but Dr. Catania's literature and his ability to decode and summarize his peers' contributions on the subject has given me a much stronger understanding of the concepts involved. Having just begun to scratch the surface of Dr. Catania's work, I recognize that his research, knowledge, and writing style will be an invaluable part of my understanding and perception moving forward. My focus has long been on observing the physical actions of others, and while behaviors such as yelling or cursing have been identified and tracked, it will be interesting to view all language as behavior and to see how that changes my approach as a clinician. If I'm ever fortunate enough to speak with Dr. Catania, I would relish the chance to ask him the following questions and compare his responses to my own thoughts on each. Dr. Catania, you started in the field of mathematics. What specifically drew you towards psychology and ABA? Can you identify a favorite portion of your education? Given the unique opportunity, who would you choose to work with, either dead or alive? How do you perceive the current field of ABA? Are you happy with its growth or frustrated with the time that is taking for ABA and verbal behavior to gain acceptance across environments? Thank you all so very much for taking the time to listen and learn. I hope that this brief introduction to such a lengthy career encourages you to learn more about Dr. Catania. I look forward to watching all of your presentations.